after talk for, ooh, I gotta stretch. Normally I talk off the cuff. I be spitting off the dome. And that's normally what I do. And the burps are coming out. But for me, it was one to hit my talking points, which is so foreign to me. I had talking points in my head, but like I actually wrote down talking points like that I wanted to hit because I wanted to keep it on track. And also not using my, I call it my Paris Hilton voice, because my natural voice is pretty low. It's like this. And sometimes I'll be up here and I'm like, it's a lot of tension in my stomach, back, I realize, because it's all connected. My hips be so tense. It's that energy that's kind of like up here. So I had to keep readjusting to allow my voice to just drop and focus on my words and not feel rushed, and to take my time and to be okay if my voice cracked, because that's my natural raspiness that I'm realizing. I'm realizing I have a natural raspiness. And I had that when I was younger. Now that I think about it, it was when my voice was cracked, when my voice was changing. Ooh, we get into some background work. I think I just unlocked the memory for me. I believe I stopped talking like that and I was a teenager. I believe I stopped talking in my natural voice because I remember it cracked. And I thought I was sick. Like I thought I had a throat issue, but then it wouldn't go away. And I kind of liked that raspiness. And, okay. When I would talk, and because of the way that I would talk, I would garner unwanted attention. Back then it was unwanted. And it was usually from men. So having these conversations, of course my voice wasn't as deep as it is now because now I'm a grown-ass woman. But having these conversations, I would always get, oh, you got a sultry voice, you got a sexy voice. And I'm like, I'm a teenager. Like, my voice cracked at like 14, 15 years old, I think. About 13, 14, I went through puberty early as fuck. Period of 9, so. So with the eyes, I would always get, oh, you got bedroom eyes. Like, and before I knew, it was very intimidating and scary, of course, because before you realize the power to have people who are literally predators. They're being predators. They're being creepy and weird. They're being predators towards you as a teenager. It makes you part of what I was just talking about, that Lilith energy, the repression out of fear and also security and safety. And I have a lot of sexual energy. A whole lot. A lot. And not many people get to experience that, not many at all. So to not only be raised where I look people in the eye, it used to be very uncomfortable for me, just because, like, why the fuck am I like, why the fuck we here? And I know a lot of people say, you know, oh, people can't look you in the eye, ain't telling the truth. Wanna bet? I've had people lie to me, looking me dead in my eye, and I've also lied to some people looking dead to them in the eye, like this. I don't find a reason to lie anymore. It's not worth my energy. I speak my truth, but I absolutely have lied to people looking them dead in their eyes and told a bold-faced lie and was confident in my lie and they believed it. Here, you get on my nerves now. Oh, maybe not. It's the way it was wrapped. So that don't mean shit. That just makes people feel better with their ego. Like if you shifty or whatever else, you could just be nervous. You know, I've met some I've known. I used to run around with some amazing ass liars that would look people dead in their eye and wouldn't blink, wouldn't flinch when they lied. So that doesn't mean anything. I've also met some very honest people who were just either shy or timid or were bullied or were just respectful, and or a lot of people's energy is very intense. My scalp is cold. So they wouldn't be able to look people in the eye. I don't, that doesn't, I mean, shit. It means some with some people, but energy never lies. You can if you're intuitive. I just immediately thought of an old friend that I had who his energy was, now that I look at it, his energy was very shifty. It was shifty, but it was very confident. It was very charismatic, and them charismatic ones are the ones you gotta worry about. You got too much charisma, or as the kids call it these days, Riz. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Not red flag, but you do have to watch out because some people are very charming and very charismatic. Very charming and charismatic because they want to manipulate you and take advantage of you. And some are just naturally charismatic. People call me very charismatic and charming. I can't help it. I'm cute as a button. I'm cute as a button. Very sultry, very sexy. But my voice, as well as being raised to look people in the eye. See why I had talking points? You got to be very careful when you have that magnetic energy. You have to know who you are. You have to be firm in your boundaries. And you have to be willing to protect yourself. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Because there will be people who will oftentimes see, because energy, don't lie. They will see you, and they will be drawn to you like moths to a flame. But they don't mean you any well. It goes along with the saying, like, I don't like the saying that something in you attracted. It's true. Something in you attracted this person to you, right? But on the flip side, something in you is what kept them around. So, predators, they know their prey. They see it from a mile away. So when you head up, chest out, back straight. If your back is tense, work on your spine and your flexibility in your back and your shoulders if you can. And also your hips, because all of that's connected. And walk and talk like you know who you are. Should I get away with my secret? When talking to some men and I'm actually like talking to them, I'm in full conversation like this and I'm looking them in the eye, I could just see them getting lost in my eyes, my voice, my essence. And I'll have to use this to my advantage. They love it. But at a young age, it was scary. You had these grown-ass men who literally did not give a fuck how old I was. They did. But they did. You could tell that they were attempting to stop themselves from saying something that would have been like, officer, present immediately. And it was I knew what they meant. I was not dumb. I knew exactly what they meant. I knew exactly what they were saying. And they would excuse themselves, but instead of excusing themselves prior to them saying that creepy ass thing, they would say the creepy ass, predatory ass thing. So I started to heighten my voice. I still do it, depending on what I'm trying to get. Because if I'm trying to get something, I'm like, hi, I was wondering, men, women, everybody, they react to that voice in a very helpful, innocent way. They love that. Hi, do you happen to know where the such and such are? Do you happen to know where the tape, the electrical tape, the rope, the shovels, and the do you know what the hell that's in? No. Or, excuse me, do you happen to know where you see the high pitched thing? People love that. Especially if it sounds very natural. People, I don't know what it is. They want to become very helpful to you. So, because I always came off as intimidating or too sexual, too much, I started to hold in all of that sexual energy in my gut as well as in my hips and in my vagina, vagina and everything literally would tense up, like tense. And all of that energy was circulated right there from right up underneath my breastbone, your belly, my gut, down to my hips. And it caused a lot of tension in my life. So now I'm unapologetic. I look people in the eye when I'm talking to them. And I don't feel uncomfortable. It's a power for me. When you know your power, sometimes you intimidate people. Personal story. I was dating a guy and we were about to start making out. And I got on his lap. I was like facing him, and I sat on his lap so his hands were around my waist, and I was facing him. And I could tell he was blushing. And he was talking, so I'm trying to look him in the eye while I'm talking. Like we were like having conversation back and forth, but it was playful. And he was just like I could see his cheeks. He was smiling hard as shit. I'm like, what? Like he was like, man. I'm like trying to look at him. So I own it now. Like, when you know your power is that strong, you know it's that powerful. Yes, you can attract jealousy. You can attract envy because that's in people. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. But that does not mean to shrink yourself. It takes a lot of practice. Oh, a lot of practice. Even with someone that I could feel safe with, I was still having issues. Owning that. And I would come off very shy, and it's because I was shamed for my intensity. I was shamed for being very sexual. I was shamed for, and not even just, when people hear sexual, they think that solely means like ripping your clothes off and, doing some obscene shit. No, you can radiate sexual energy fully clothed. And a lot of people, men and women, I've even had women attracted to it. And it didn't always mean that they wanted to fuck me. They were attracted to it. It pulled them in like I was about to grab the other candle. Like this flame right here. It pulled them in. And they couldn't help it. And some of them were jealous. Some of them wanted it for themselves. Some of them wanted to be around it. When good energy or attractive energy is just attractive energy, but I was shamed for it because other women were shamed for it. Misogyny, patriarchy. And then on top of that, I'm a black woman and a brown-skinned black woman. And when I, out in the sun, I'm a few shades darker than this. So darker-skinned black women, oh, Jezebel. Thank you. Now I say thank you. Jezebel, harlot. Oh, you're a whore. You a hoe. Or in DC, we had this song, she's a hoe, she's a roller, she's a PT cruiser. If anybody's from DC and you know that song. I don't know if it was a go-go song. I can't remember. I was in like middle school. And what's that? And I was shamed for it. It's layers to it. I'll go into that later on. But for just existing, I've even had people comment on my energy when I would just be on a train or a bus, and they would come over to me and make certain comments. So getting those comments at a young age, when you're going through puberty, when you're a teenager, when you are a minor, it's very scary. because you're not doing anything. You're just existing, whether even as a woman, but as a minor, you're a child. And I got him even younger than that, but I wasn't even talking about that. I got him as young as 11. So to suppress and repress all of that sexual energy, which is crazy because I love having that energy. I remember being young and seeing burlesque dancers because my mother loved burlesque. Very Christian woman. But I know if she wasn't a Capricorn, she would have lived a very different life. She loved it. She loved everything about it. She, even though she was kind of like, oh my God, no, it's so sinful. Not burlesque, but like stripping and stuff like that. I could tell she was fascinated by it. I could tell. It was just that her being born in the 50s, being a black woman, and then going to church, she got saved at like 30. So she was my age when she got saved, when she ran to the church. Along with other things that happened to her, it put her in a direction that she probably wouldn't have gone in if she had that freedom. So it repressed. Oh yeah, I saw burlesque dancers, and then 90s 2000s, that's when they had the stripper movies and TV shows and stuff, and they would pop in a stripper on a TV show or something, and I was like, I want to do that.